Good morning and welcome to another hot and humid day in Queensland. We are off to the big city today, Brisbane, and with a particular point of interest for me, an historic site that the convicts built. We've parked our car and we are in South Bank, Brisbane. In the midst of inner city sounds, right here is the Ferris wheel on the right, and behind that you will see a bridge. We're going there. This bridge was opened just a few months ago, in late August 24. Named after a First Nations politician, the Neville Bonner Bridge is a pedestrian-only bridge spanning the Brisbane River. Now, who was Neville Bonner, you might ask? He was an Australian politician. He was the first Indigenous Australian to be elected to Parliament by popular vote. Geez, it's windy. He has a list of achievements and credits to his name, a couple of which include being jointly named Australian of the Year in 1979, and he was apparently a bit of an entrepreneur. His grandfather taught him how to make the boomerang. He established a business with family making these using black wattle, refusing to use any synthetic materials. The business lasted a year because he ran out of wood. Yeah, busy, eh? What's this got here? Neville Bonner, is it? Neville Bonner. Neville Bonner was an elder of the Jagera people. Now, I hope I've pronounced that right. Please let me know in the comments if I haven't. Sky deck. Let's have a look at this. Looking across to the Neville Bonner Bridge from the top of the escalator, having just walked across that. Back down again. The sky deck wasn't that way. We will follow the signs. Here we go. It's lunchtime and we are walking through the sky deck eating area. I don't think we'll be going into any of those restaurants. Ah, there's the lifts. Now on the sky deck up on the 23rd floor of the Star Grand Hotel, Queen's Wharf, Brisbane. The sky deck is an impressive viewing deck 100 metres above the CBD and is about 250 metres to walk. From here we are looking down towards the Brisbane ferry wheel and the Neville Bonner Bridge. Oh, I don't think I'll be stepping onto this anytime soon. It's nerve-wracking enough just looking from over the edge. Another restaurant to dine at. This music's nice, isn't it? It gives a relaxing atmosphere. Another view looking down towards another bridge.
See ya.
Just scanning the skyline again of the tower surrounding Sky Deck. There are some pleasant rest areas around the place. It's quite windy at this point, and this is a bit too close to the edge for my comfort. This country girl can't get enough of the towers. I still prefer the wide open spaces of country though. Gosh, to say the wind just calms down, Looks like some construction still being completed down below there. So we're up on the Sky Access Public Point, 23rd floor. As you can tell, it's super windy. We're walking back the way we came now. The Neville Bonner Bridge that we just walked over. Am I brave to go on this? Here we are back at the glass walkway. This is overlooking the Riverside Expressway. A few people giving it a go. Not for me though. Could you walk on a glass viewing panel? Let me know in the comments. Here are the lifts. Interesting. Finding our way downstairs and out of the Sky Deck area. Oh, this is a nice walkway. Car dealership in the middle of town, in the middle of the city. I will have to figure out where we're going though. Oh, here's a long This bronze oblong sculpture right in front of us, sculpted by Lindy Lee, is titled Being Swallowed by the Milky Way. It stands at about 8 metres tall, weighs about 8 tonnes, the equivalent of 4 sedans. I want one of them. Walking the city streets, here you will see one view of the Treasury building. In 1864, this was used for convict military barracks and officers' quarters, and today is now a hotel. The Treasury Building is a heritage listed site. Hey, check this out. Resting kangaroo metal sculptures. They are quite cool and cleverly put together. I like these. A choice, e-scooter or bus? What do you prefer? King George V in King George Square, and walking towards the Petrie tableau sculpture commemorating the early settlers of Brisbane. And here we are at ANZAC Square. I will do a full 360 for you. It's been raining again, so everything looks wet. See those trees? I will come back to that a bit later. It's raining quite heavy now, so we will just duck inside here. This walkway is quite long and serves as a memorial to Queenslanders who have served in Australia's armed forces in various wars. Every year, New Zealand and Australia remember the fallen by an ANZAC Day dawn service, a time where we remember those who lost their lives, lest we forget. Each part of this wall relates to a certain year. This is an interactive screen with photos and stories from the different wars. The entire table is interactive. In the background you can see across the wall more memorials and plaques. I could spend hours here reading each one of these. This clip was a bit dark, so I've adjusted the brightness hoping you can see it better. You can hear the squeak of my shoes as the place is so quiet. This hallway is full of more plaques and remembrances to our heroes. You can hear the clock ticking in the background. I also like how they have not forgotten the horses who fell in battle. ANZAC Square, Brisbane, Queensland State War Memorial, and all that you see here is a focal and permanent reminder of those who fought, died and suffered in service of Australia. This is in the heart of Brisbane CBD, and this area was developed during a time of grief from the society that had given and lost so much during the First World War. These statues outside in ANZAC Square all relate to various wars. You can see all the poppies that people put on the wall. These bottle trees commemorate the Queensland Light Horse Regiments who served in the South Africa War 1899 to 1902. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. There are 18 steps here leading up to the shrine, representing the year 1918. There are also 18 columns of the shrine, representing the year 1918, the year World War I ended. There are 3 pathways at the bottom of the stairs. These represent 3 services: Air Force, Army and Navy. Okay, now for a change of scenery and some shopping in the city. This is Brisbane's oldest arcade, built in 1923, opening in 1924. It is a beautiful arcade with character that these older buildings usually have. The arcade has some checkered history about the Main family who built the arcade and Patrick Main. Patrick migrated from Ireland as a young man in 1841, finding work as a slaughterer in an abattoir. A few years later, a man was murdered and a significant amount of money was stolen. The next year, Patrick married and, despite being a poor labourer, somehow managed to open his own butcher shop. He expanded his business and became one of Brisbane's richest men, and hence Brisbane's arcade. He later died in 1865 and, according to the book, confessed to the murder. Walking from the Brisbane Arcade, looking for the Commissariat Store Museum. There it is. And it's closed. Ah well, we'll take a look around and see what we can find anyway. We go down the steps. The Commissariat Store Museum is one of Queensland's oldest and significant heritage buildings. The lower 2 floors, you can tell by the difference in brick, were built by convicts during 1828 and 1829. The top floor was added in 1913. There's the sky deck walk just above us. It's time to head home now, so we're walking back across the Neville Bonner Bridge. Let's have a walk along South Bank and a look at the South Bank markets. I seem to have a knack for choosing wet days for looking at markets. That was an enjoyable day. Got my hair pulled back into a ponytail now. There were some breezy and windy places today. Brisbane's Sky Deck is quite a cool place with some beautiful views of the city. The ANZAC War Memorial, I think, is always an important place to go, just giving a few moments to those who lost their lives to give us our freedom. And the Commissariat House, did I pronounce that right? Well, hopefully next time that's open. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.